Hi everyone, welcome back to the latest edition of the Fargo Force Show. I'm Trevor Peterson, joined this week by Force defenseman Colton Poolman from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Colton, you grew up in the area, obviously. First full season with the Force though this year, but you did play 11 games with them last year after your high school season at East Grand Forks. How much was it a help for you to have those 11 games last year, even coming back from the USHL now for your second year here?
I mean, it was pretty big because you just get like a feel for the game before, so like get the pace, like the speed of the game is obviously so much more than high school and everything. So it was good to get like the first games out of the way because you're obviously nervous and everything. Don't want to screw up, so that was huge to kind of get that out of the way so I could just start right as this new season began.
What was the biggest adjustment or the biggest change from high school where you had a really successful team to the USHL and the Force?
Definitely the speed, because I thought we had a pretty good team last year at high school. Like, we were really fast, but then just coming up here, it was so much faster. Things just happen, bang, bang, just quick.
Now, this year you played 40 games for the Force. You have no goals, but 9 assists, but your plus-minus is second highest on the team behind leading scorer Dennis Smirnov. So that's good at -3. Talk about the 40 games, though. You haven't played every game this year. You had some injury things this year, and that has to be kind of frustrating as well. What's going on?
Yeah, I was going pretty well. I played like 30 consecutive games or something like that, and then I hurt my shoulder, actually. I separated my shoulder about middle of the year, kind of when the grind starts going on, January, February. So I was out for that, and like it wasn't too bad, but it just kind of kept me out for a while. Like, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And if I got hit again, it would probably made it worse. So the trainers kept me out. They were smart about it, so I wouldn't hurt it for longer.
Describe what type of player you are. You said you're a defenseman. Describe your style.
I think I'm a pretty hardworking defenseman. I mean, try to contribute to offense as much as I can, but take care of my own end first. Move the puck up to the forwards. Good first pass. Just kind of play solid every shift. Never take a shift off, kind of.
What's the thing that you most want to improve in your game that you see? You know, hey, I have to do this a lot better. What's the one thing that you really want to improve on?
I want to improve on offense while not taking away from my defense, kind of like jumping up in the play when I can, working on my shot. I think my shot could definitely improve too. So,
tell me about this season as far as the Force goes. What's it been like? You guys, we talked before we taped here. It's been kind of middle of the road, a little up, a little down, never too good, never too bad. How, from a player standpoint, what have your thoughts been on this season so far?
Yeah, it's been really like a roller coaster. Just like, we started off pretty hot in October. We won, I don't know, 6 games in October or whatever it was, so we were feeling pretty good about ourselves, but just can never get on a run here. Just been, like you were saying, 2 wins, couple losses here, more losses, pick up wins. So, I mean, a little frustrating not to be able to get on a run, but definitely learned a lot, though.
Now, you have some ties to UND. Your brother, Tucker, is a current defenseman with UND, and your dad, Mark, is the strength and conditioning coach at UND as well?
Yep.
So what's that like? What's been a bigger influence on you as far as maybe your hockey career, having your dad is a strength and conditioning coach, your older brother playing hockey and going on and playing college now?
I mean, both of them have influenced so much. Like, my dad on like my work ethic, like he would train me in the summers because he works at the Ralph. We just go there all the time, kind of just use the facility. So I was really lucky growing up having that privilege. And my brother, I mean, I always looked up to him. Like, whatever he did, I kind of wanted to do. So he played hockey, so I played hockey. And he's kind of just taught me how to have fun with hockey, just not take it too seriously, just really just enjoy it. So that both of them have contributed a lot to my hockey career.
So having both of them at UND, is that kind of the ultimate goal maybe for you? Would that be the ideal situation, or are you not that picky? You just like to play college hockey somewhere?
I would just love to play college hockey. Like, that would be amazing if I could go to UND, but I mean, it's not like I have to go there. But it's pretty cool that both my dad and my brother are there.
Cool. Well, we'll have some more questions with you in a bit, Colton. But since our last show, the Force have played 6 games, going 3-3 in those. I guess what else would you expect? 3-3. That's kind of where the season's gone. Let's get you caught up with how those games went. The 6-game stretch opened with a game at the Omaha Lancers on Wednesday, March 11th. The Force lost it 4-2. The game was tied entering the 3rd period, though. Zach Jan and Jack Jenkins had the goals for the Force there. Matthias Israelson had 29 saves. 2 days later, the Force opened a home weekend by hosting the Team USA Juniors. Game 1 was Friday, and in the first period, C.J. Hayes shoots. Shane McMahon puts in the rebound. Take another look at this one. The puck gets in just before the net is dislodged. 1-0 with the Force with the lead. The Force were down 2-1 in the third when on the power play, Dennis Smirnov blasts in the slapper, tying the game at 2. Team USA had a penalty shot in this game, but Matthias Israelsson comes up with a nice pad save here on Trent Frederick's shot. That was big play because with about 5 minutes left in the third on the power play, TJ Rue for the Force shoots. It's stopped, but he follows his own shot to the net and is able to bury the second rebound, showing quick hands as you'll see on the replay. And that proved to be the game winner. Take a look at the quick hands right there by Rue. Force win it 3-2. Israelsson only had to stop 14 shots as the Force outshot Team USA 33-16. Same two teams the next night. Could the Force finish off the weekend with a sweep? Force trailed 1-0 in the first when our guest, Mr. Poolman, shoots and TJ Rue redirects it in. Game tied at 1 there. 4 minutes later, the Force with a power play off the face-off. The puck comes right to Zach Jan. 2-1 Force after 1 period. Let's move to the second stanza now. Brody Stevens is going to shoot here. Riley Tufte, who the Force just acquired, puts in the rebound on the doorstep. 3-1 Force. But Team USA scored twice in the third period to tie the game and send it to a shootout. The shootout was over quickly after Kyle Sylvester scored in round 1 in the second. It's Smirnov going 5-hole for the goal, and that was it. Force win it 2-0 in the shootout. 4-3 goes down as the final. Israelsson had 19 saves for the Force, including 2 for 2 in the Force shootout. So, Colton, a big weekend for you guys coming up with the sweep. How important was that? How nice is it just to get a sweep in general? Doesn't matter what time of the season.
I mean, it's just good for team morale, really. Like, you feel so good about yourself going into the next weekend and kind of hopefully get on a roll. But just to get 2 wins in a row and instead of going and splitting, it does a lot for like a team's mentality, I guess.
What's it like playing against the Team USA juniors? Are they different than other teams in the USHL? They're a little bit younger, right?
Yes, they're quite a bit younger. So I mean, they're a little bit inexperienced, but you can tell they have skill. So I mean, you got to watch out for them. But I mean, you don't want to say you can take advantage of them a little bit, but they're not as seasoned as like some guys have third year in the league, and this is their first year, and they're 16 years old. So. I mean, they're inexperienced, but it's good to get a sweep against anyone.
So after the sweep, then the Force had 3 games the following week, beginning Tuesday at Des Moines, a team just ahead of the Force in the standings in that race for the 4th and final playoff spot. This one was tied at 2 entering the final period, but the Bucks scored 3 times to pull away for a 5-2 win. They outshot Fargo 40-27. Goals for the Force were by Smirnov and Stevens. The following weekend, the Force hosted 3rd place Omaha at Shields Arena for a double dip. Friday, March 20th, Omaha gets them 6-2, 5 first-period goals for the Lancers in that one. Morelli and Marsh with goals for the Force there. And then the next night, the Force get one back, again in a shootout. 5-4, they win it. The shootout goes 2-0 in overtime. Again, it's Sylvester and Smirnov getting the goals in the shootout there. The Force rallied with 2 goals in the 3rd period to force overtime. Goals in the game, Smirnov had 2. Also, Zach Jan and Dylan Bowen as well. And the Force outshot Omaha that game 44-24. How easy is it, Colton, to come back after you lose a tough one? And you guys didn't play, obviously, probably well that first night. To come back, it has to make you feel pretty good to be able to come back and win a close one against a team where you didn't play good. Or does that give you the motivation when you don't play good that night to come back the next night, a little extra oomph, I guess maybe you might say?
Yeah, losing a game like that, 5 goals in the first period, you know the next night you got to come answer the bell because obviously the coaches are challenging you, your teammates challenge you to be better and everything. So we had a little edge that game, and that was a really fun game to play in, honestly. That was a great win for everyone, I guess.
All right, so as we take a look at the updated USHL standings then, a couple teams have clinched their playoff spots now, Tri-City and Sioux City. Tri-City's actually overtaken Sioux City for tops in the Western Conference in this last week by 1 point. They're 74-73. In the fight for the 4th spot, Omaha's 3rd, Sioux Falls 4th, Des Moines 5th, and the Force sit with 52 points, tied with Waterloo for 6th. You're still not out of it, but it's going to take a miracle pretty much at this point. The Force are mathematically still in it. There's 3 weeks left, 6 games left in the season for the Force to go. Colton, looking at those standings and seeing that, I noted that you guys are 17-9-2 at home this year, but on the road you're 6-16. Talk about just the difference between, or can you explain the difference between the good home play this year? Your home record is one of the best in the league compared to the road record.
I think, I mean, the travel is, there's quite long travels in the USHL, so I mean that has a little bit to do with it. But just got to come out stronger on the road. I think we got to have that edge, and at home we're just the crowd's obviously into it, so the crowd really helps out and everything.
And obviously great crowds at Shields Arena too. There's a sell this past weekend, so
yeah, that was great to have. There was like 4,000 fans or something on Saturday night, and that was great to get them a win and everything. So that really helps out too as a crowd.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Force as this season it begins to wind down here. The upcoming schedule, Friday and Saturday, March 27th and 28th, you're at first place Tri-City, and then the following weekend, April 3rd at Sioux City, and April 4th versus Omaha at Shields Arena. Back home finally after a 4-game road trip there. That's the second to last game of the home season. So Colton, what would you like to see from you and the guys as you wrap up the season here in these last 6 games, these last 3 weeks?
I mean, I just say we got to finish strong. I mean, there's no pressure on us. Like we know we got to win games, but we need other teams to lose as well. So we gotta hope for some things to happen. Just take care of what we can take care of, and just finish out the season strong. Have some fun too.
All right. Colton Poolman, thanks for joining us this week. Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Fargo Force Show. Have a good one, everybody.